Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. Had a little family situation pop up, which delayed us, but we are back on track. The man of the hour, or the man of the next few hours, possibly, is here, and we're ready to go. So, yeah, hang tight. Thank you for your patience. Make sure that all of you put in chat what you had for dinner, and I'm very interested to hear. So, yeah, let's get started. And I actually had a viewer make me a new countdown, but I've not uploaded it yet. And we have something very exciting to show for anytime anyone super chats. It's not key mod, it's something to rep for our boy CRS. So get ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you may be here for the first time. We've had a lot of channel growth recently. If you are here for the first time, thank you for joining us. And for those of you returning, Glowies and Dilders, thank you. I ate shaved beaver. That sounds delicious. I've had that several times. Not today, though, unfortunately. But we're going to go ahead and get started with everything going on in the world right now, with all of the Alpha Tango Foxtrot encroachment. We're looking into, I mean, first off, like, mad love to CRS Firearms, man. He's a great friend of the channel, and he is just a great dude. And everyone coming together to help him like that, man, I'm just blown away by the community coming together to contribute to him and, support him in this time of need. And because of that, I want to share this. So that was taken, just for any alphabet agencies that may be watching. That was taken from a video from Matt with CRS that was done months and months ago. Okay. So I clipped that because I knew one day that I'd be able to use it to at least get a good laugh, if not just like, maybe make fun of him. But anyway, the man of the hour is here. We're going to honor him. A lot of you may have heard his story, which has a lot to do with some of the things that we are currently experiencing in our community. So everyone give a warm welcome to Adam Grubb, the Adam Grubb. What's up, man?
What's up?
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Yeah, nice. First off, I appreciate your patience, man. That with a young child. Oh, BWE Firearms, dude. I forgot to call you back today, brother. It's my daughter's birthday weekend now. Just for you guys out there, like the people that are a little older, maybe my age and older. We didn't have a birthday weekend. We had a birthday or a birthday dinner or a birthday cake, or nowadays it's like the whole weekend. So I've been running around like a madman, BWE. I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you. Please forgive me. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Grubb is here. And I would love an opportunity for you to tell your story. We've talked about it, quite a bit, several times on this channel, because when I was trying to get you on, I kept telling your story because I was telling everyone like, yo, this is the dude I'm trying to get on. But introduce yourself, tell them, who you are and all that stuff.
My name's Adam Grubb. I'm from Ohio, northwestern Ohio. About an hour drive from Toledo, right in the corner of Ohio where I live. Basically, I got busted by the ATF back in 2007, like in June 19th, I think, something like that. I guess I would like to start a little before that. I don't know if anybody knows anything about the story or anything, but the whole reason I went to West Virginia to begin with was, let me see how I want to start this.
You can start as far back as you want.
Yeah. Let's see. Well,
they're asking you to try to speak up a little bit. They're saying they can't hear you too well.
Okay. In 2006, actually, August of 2006, I had a cousin. I loved him very much, and he shot himself right in front of me. And
damn.
It was like maybe 2 months after that, I had to go to jail for riding a bike. It's going to sound crazy, but I had to go to jail for riding a bicycle on the road without a driver's license. It had a motor on the front tire, you know.
What?
Well, I thought that was pretty damn stupid, you know. Well, they let me out of jail after I did 3 days. And they called my brother's house right when I got to my brother's. They said I had to go back for 6 more days. And that's the first time I'd ever been to jail in my life, you know. I was like, I can't do that. He's like, we're going to send the sheriff looking. And I was like, well, send them looking. Well, I packed up some guns and hauled off to West Virginia, you know. That's the whole reason I went to West Virginia, just to get away. I couldn't deal with my cousin's suicide and that same time. And it was just too much on me, you know. Just wanted to go on vacation kind of like. And
so, hold on. So just a quick question. The 6 additional days was for the same offense of driving on the road with a bicycle without a driver's license?
Yeah, that's a whole nother story to itself. I mean, I had a lot of problems with them messing with me over the years, you know, because I didn't have a driver's license, you know, because I've never drove a car in my life, you know. I always rode the road, you know. Yeah.
You've still to this day never driven a car?
Still to this day, yeah. I ride in the winter and everything. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Everybody says I have brass balls, but
dude, balls of solid brass. God, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the whole reason that I took off, kind of ran to West Virginia, and then as soon as I got there, I met this girl, you know, and kind of fell in love. You know, she was like my first love or whatever. And well, a couple months goes by, and I was gonna go back up to Ohio and go back to work for a little while, you know. And while I was up there making a little cash, you know, that's when the whole thing with my, by the way, he's my half uncle, and he was like my age. He's like a year older than me. Yeah. So that, I mean, people probably thought he was my older uncle, you know, and it wasn't, he was just a half uncle, but.
Gotcha.
So we kind of more like cousins than uncle, like to me, you know what I mean? But while I was up there in Ohio working, that's when the whole ordeal down there went, with him getting in this fight with somebody. I still don't know the exact story to this day, but my brother was down there right when this all happened, and they thought my brother was me. They had my brother in handcuffs, and I didn't actually know that my uncle gave them the tape until just a few years ago.
Really? So that was kind of an
my brother actually ended up telling me. I thought they just went in his house and got it, you know, and all this. And it turns out he actually went out of his way, you know, to find the tape for him and give it to him, you know.
To get them off his ass and be like, it's not me, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, just out of curiosity, how's your relationship with that uncle currently?
I've seen him one time since. And you know what he asked me?
What's that?
I rode my bike to West Virginia, right? It took me like a day and a half to get there, and well, he's like, "Hey, you still got that 50 cal?" I'm like, "Are you serious, man?" I'm like, "They took everything I had." It's like he didn't even know or something, you know? Like, how do you not know that, you know?
Wow.
Honestly, that's the last word I ever had.
He probably said that out of like that moment when something like you're in an awkward situation where you don't know what to say, so you just say something ridiculous that you know we've all been there.
But I mean, you know, in a way, I mean, I still love him. Like, you know, we kind of grew up together, kind of. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always gonna be mad about what happened, you know. But you can't just be mad forever, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't talk to him like I probably would have still been talking to him if that never happened, you know.
Yeah.
It's just hard to look at him and not think about what happened, you know.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it ruined your life because I don't think there's anything that, you know, we can't come back from as individuals. And
Right.
I know you've moved on to other hobbies, which, you know, we can talk about too. But it interrupted your life in a big way at a minimum,
Yeah.
you know, which I know we'll hit on that
Which, you
too.
know, it's just as much my fault, really, because he never asked me to show up there with the guns, you know.
Mm,
So I'm just at that fault. I mean,
mm,
that's the way I look at it.
yeah. Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, it's all right. But yeah, I just showed up with him, you know, and just, of course, he was all for it, you know. We all like guns, you know, and just wanted to get away and just, you know, I never got to go down there and shoot in the mountains, you know, and it was a perfect place to try out my 50 cal. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, I went after that whole bust happened down there before they even got me. As I was on my way to West Virginia, my brother took me down there to get the guns that the ATF didn't take, which was my PSL, the 50 caliber. What else was there? There was a couple other guns. I can't remember exactly which ones they were, but they were legal, you know. And I picked them up there. As soon as I got back to Ohio, they got me. It was like a couple days later. So if I would have just left them down there, I would still have my 50 caliber. You know, I mean, like, of course, I probably wouldn't be allowed to have it, you know, whatever. But I wouldn't have lost it at least.
You would know where it was for a rainy day. Yeah.
Could have at least sold it if anything, you know. I mean, that's a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, I mean those are like what, like 5-digit guns right now. Those are going for over 10 grand.
Yeah, I had $5 grand in it, but this is 15, 16 years ago, you know.
Damn. So, what all, you know, I know we've talked about what you've made. Actually, and if this is interrupting your story, then feel free, just go ahead and continue. But your first machine gun that you built, and you know, well, we don't need to touch on that, but your first machine gun that you built, tell everyone what that was.
It was a Mark III Sten submachine gun. Uh, I had seen them in the paper, the parts kits, you know, for, it was called the Shotgun News Magazine, you know. I don't know, most people probably don't even know what that is anymore, but
You
I'd
know?
always see the parts sets in there, you know, and I'd be like, man, I bet you I could put one of them back together, you know. What
Oh
I'm
yeah.
thinking, you know. And just 2 or 3 years went by, and I seen one at the gun show for, I don't know, $40 or something like that.
What? $40?
Yeah, I was I was getting Mark III Sten kits for $29 if you bought three. You was getting them
Damn.
29 bucks, you know, a piece. But yeah,
Wow.
the first one I got at the gun show, and then I went to AutoZone, got me a piece of muffler pipe, measured it with calipers, you know, and everything. And I was like, yeah, I know that'll work. Took it home and just started cutting and grinding. And
Dude, so that when I was reading your story, that was quite possibly the coolest part to
yeah,
see. Now, of course, you know, this channel does not, you know, condone any illegal activity, and I do condone creativity and skills and all that shit. Uh, Hearing that you built that shit out of exhaust pipe was just like magical to me. Like that was so
yeah.
incredible.
It was
So
kind of like my test run, you know, like all I built like, I don't know how many Mark IIIs, like 7 or 8 of them or something. And all the rest of them I built using the correct tubing, you know, with the bonded on template and all of that.
yeah,
But the first one I made out of muffler pipe.
muffler pipe. bro.
And I just went by pictures of stens, just looking at it and knowing about measuring here and there, measuring the bolt, where the ejection port had to be,
Yep.
where the mag wheel had to be, all that stuff. And
I mean, they got it's maybe super sketchy, but I'd seen a lot of kits that actually included a blank receivers, just a tube that literally had with marker marked the exact. That may be
right.
a little too spicy, but
Well, you could be off a little bit and it'll still work, But
yeah,
you don't want to be off, You can help
for
it,
sure. PD
especially
Wong
on the
says, "Damn skills."
degree of the tube,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just was blown away when I saw that it was muffler tube. I was like, bro, that just like blew my mind.
hmm
And was that the one that you were shooting the guitar with in the basement?
Yeah, yep. Well,
Nice.
actually, it wasn't me shooting the guitar; it was my buddy. If you really look in the picture or the video, you can tell it's not me. Like I can tell it's not me. I know it's not me, but
Mhm.
I shot the guitar too, but not in the video.
Gotcha. I couldn't even tell.
Old man at work gave it to me, and it's just an old cheap guitar.
Yeah. So what was behind the guitar?
It was multiple bundles of shingles.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were all Full Metal Jackets in there?
Oh yeah. I was shooting my full auto SKS down there even.
What?
Yeah, before I built the stand, I modified my Chinese SKS to full auto, and I was shooting that down there, 30-round mags. And
Oh, so your Mark III Sten was the first one that you built, but you had
right,
modified ones prior to that.
yeah, I'd modified SKS. Yeah,
Okay. Was the
so
SKS the first
SKS was
one?
actually kind of like my first machine gun, I guess.
Okay, gotcha. Tell me about that.
Oh boy, when I pulled the trigger on that thing, my eyes got real big.
Dude, that
I was
sickle cleave
happy.
looked crazy. It was just like, wow, like crazy
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, they kind of need a rate reducer a little bit.
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, um, what what made you wanna, and we all, I'm sure at times get tempted, like, man, like mechanically you think about it, like, the gas system and this and what needs to move and let go, and we get curious. But what was it that, bro? Was it just curiosity? Was it just
Well, like when I was a kid, you watch Rambo movies and all that, and I always thought, man, I want a gun like that when I grow up.
yeah,
So I always thought, just thought it was cool or whatever.
yeah,
So it really made me. I really wanted to do it, and I decided I wanted to be a gunsmith, one day. I
yeah.
still am not really a gunsmith, but not certified anyway. But
I I'll take this moment now to say that I would consider you a gunsmith. Looking at
yeah,
all the shit that you have built in the past and all the machine guns and for
yeah.
all
I
the
know a lot about World War II machine guns, probably mostly about World War II.
yeah,
Little bit of World War One stuff. But
yeah. And of course, naturally, we got 65 people in here starting out. So statistically, there are likely 6.5 federal agents watching us. So, we're acknowledging that what was done was illegal. He's
yeah.
done his time and he's a reformed man. We're just, reviewing his story. So, yeah, fuck off. Um, but so it was just like, man, like I just want to scratch that full auto itch.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You see how I did that was I would take. I wouldn't modify the actual trigger housing out of the gun. The one that had the matching numbers and all that. I always leave that alone. And I would order for $50. You could order a SKS trigger group, a milled one,
Hmm.
and I would modify that one. That way, I could just quickly pop in the full auto, and when I'm done shooting it, I take the full auto one out, put the semi-auto one back in, and I bury the trigger group down in my ammunition in my ammo can or something.
Mm,
That way, it's at least hidden, a little bit.
yeah. That's actually a pretty good idea.
I honestly never thought I'd get busted.
Yeah.
You know, my cousin always told me, "You're gonna get busted. You're gonna get busted." No, I ain't. No, I ain't. You know, I never thought it happened the way it did. You know.
Well, explain to everyone, because there's a lot of new folks here too. Explain to everyone what happened. I know you mentioned your uncle, but let everyone know kind of what happened and what brought you to actually getting arrested.
Well, I built 38 machine guns from the time I was 22, 23 to 27 years old, a little over 27. And I built 12 silencers, I think, something like that.
Damn. And actually, didn't you say the ATF commented like, "Wow, these are actually really great silencers.
Yeah.
Like these are better than factory."
The U.S. Marshal really, he was telling my dad he wanted me on his team or something, you know, because I knew more than they all did, and they've been doing this for 20 years, and you know, they were all over there playing with them, cocking them, and you know, hey boss, check this out, you know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, that AK, man, how many AKs did you make or convert?
Well, I built more than I can count on my two hands. I know that.
Really? Did you build them out of flats or out of kits, or how'd you build them?
Let's see. Yeah, I would get to like 80% receivers or 70%, whatever they were.
Okay.
Where you had to drill a couple holes or whatever, and
Like
rivet them together. And
the ones that came hardened, like the Childers, or
they were already formed up. They weren't flats.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha. And just a quick note, I think it was Too Many Choices that said it. So I agree with what you're saying. It wasn't illegal. Based on the way that the federal agencies currently determine the law for machine guns, it's illegal. Now, based on the way that we are given our natural rights, and those natural rights with in combination with the Constitution that is supposed to protect us from the government encroaching on those natural rights, none of this shit should be illegal, in my opinion, and likely in most people's opinions here, right? I'm sure Adam likely agrees too, but we also need to acknowledge the world that we live in, right?
Yep.
So
that's where I was young and dumb, you know what I mean? In a way, I didn't know how the world really was. I thought everybody was good like me, you know. And sadly, it's not like that, really. But
yeah, it's unfortunate. It's the same thing, man. With like, whether it's we're talking about money, or we're talking about guns, or we're talking about all the stupid, crazy, consumerism and convenience of life that we're falling into. Like, we're all guilty of something. We were all young and dumb once, and if I could just at the snap of a finger make things different, I would, but it takes a little bit more than that. But so you built 38 machine guns, and that's a short period of time. You said, in what period of time?
From the time I was, I'm not for sure, but probably 23 years old to 27 and a half, something like that.
Damn, that's a good average. That's a good annual average.
Well, I was always building. I always had one I was building, or even three at a time sometimes.
What's
I
the
built 3 Mark IIIs at once,
Damn.
What's
the
that?
cheapest? Yeah, the cheapest machine gun you've ever built.
I would say it'd be one of the homemade ones, because it really didn't cost me anything.
Oh, like a Ludi, or just like
it's something similar to that. It was actually, you ever heard of a Sami machine gun, submachine gun?
Yeah.
KP-31, M31, whatever. Well, I took one of them, and I made a square receiver for it instead of round. And I
Really?
made my own magazine well for it. Only thing I used was the barrel, the shroud, and the stock. I modified the stock and the trigger housing.
What?
I made this. I made the bolt, a square bolt, and a square receiver for it instead of having a round receiver.
Holy shit. That's
So it was
crazy.
kind of in between a Mac 10 and a Xiaomi kind of something.
Yeah. Yeah, damn, that's nuts, dude. That was actually going to be one of my other questions is had you ever built a Mac? Those just are a blast.
I never built a Mac, but I modified them, a couple of them. Yeah,
Okay.
them things are. I mean, I could have a 50-round clip in it, and before the first empty hit the ground, there was all up in the air.
Yeah, those are crazy. Nowadays, I don't know if you've seen like the Lage uppers that companies have you seen any of those? Oh, bro, I'm gonna have to pull some up and screen share them for you.
Yeah.
So you can take a full auto Mac. Like, let's say you get like actually, I got one. I was just with my buddy who has a legal pre-May of '86 registered transferable machine gun for anyone that's watching. Whoever sees this is going to get a sneak peek of one of the next few things that's going to be dropped on my Instagram. However, let me pull this up here. So this, and I'll pull some shit up and screen share with you too. Hold on. So this is a Mac 11. It's got full Picatinny rail, vertical grip, extended barrel. It's got a folding stock. It's dude, it's so and that's obviously an open bolt. Yeah, they're incredible.
The open bolts that I made the shears myself, to hold the bolt back.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's one of the questions I was going to ask if you modified open bolts or if you tried to fuck with a closed bolt to convert it.
No, they were all open bolt.
Yeah.
Well, it went from closed bolt to open bolt, actually, but.
Oh yeah. So
I modified it myself. You know what I mean?
Oh, so hold on. So when you got them, they were closed bolt, and you modified them to be open bolt.
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess that would be. Well. I guess we don't want to get into the details. We don't want to encourage others.
Right. Yeah.
Gerchop says, Dirk will give me one reason Opie and I are not modded. Essay. You know what? You're right. You guys should be mods. But what I need you guys to do is to pick 2 other people that are mods and remove them and vote who will be removed as mods so I can add you too. I'm just messing with you, dude. I gotten lazy. I just didn't add you guys. That would be some crazy like Hunger Games shit right there, right? Like you guys have to vote on which mods to remove to add you to. Don't mod Gerchop. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to have like a staff meeting on that shit. Yeah, so you think like the SKS with just a $50 trigger group, you think that's probably the cheapest, or what do you think?
Probably, yeah, probably as far as what I paid, paying any cash at all. Yeah, SKS is probably the cheapest thing I ever did, other than my first stand. My first stand, I only had like $40-some in it, $43 or something like that.
Now, this may be a stupid question, so everyone bear with me, judge me later. The SKS wasn't open bolt.
No.
Okay, it was a closed bolt. Okay, just making sure. And you had like the disconnect, correct? It didn't just run off by itself. Like
no. I didn't do work like that. I always made sure I knew in my head that it was safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get in detail on it, real detail, but I just used the safety sear as an auto sear. And so it was still safe because it still worked as a safety sear, but also worked as an auto sear at the same time.
Dude, that's actually really creative. to use the. Well, yeah.
I know there's I've seen conversion books out there. There's other ways of doing it. I don't know. I never seen them though. I never looked at them. I only know my way.
So
I've always
you
been kind
actually
of curious how the other people did it.
yeah. So you actually did it. You didn't because YouTube wasn't out back. I mean, I
Well,
would guess the majority
we
of
had the internet, but not everybody had a computer. I mean, I had one buddy that had a computer, and I just had to catch him at the right time. Hey, can you careful get on your computer?
Yeah,
I'd look
that
up
was
this and that, but it wasn't like we got now, nothing like that.
yeah, that was back then when those iMacs or whatever came out with the clear colors, like the blue, orange, green, that was when my school got computers and it was like,
Can you see
whoa.
that?
Yeah.
2 barrels for a brand. It comes with 2 barrels, 2 mags for $109. That's the kind of
Wow.
prices I was getting. You know what I mean?
Damn. Dude,
And
that's
then,
nuts.
I mean, these are from back in the day. These are the same ones I've always had.
I was gonna say that shit looks
See,
new.
see that skin kit?
What? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, we got German MG42s.
Oh my god.
This one is
Wow.
a little bit more. I've seen them cheaper than that. See if I can get it on there.
German MG42 parts 30. Is that 303 or 308?
I think
308.
either or. They had 308 or 8mm, I think.
Damn. And how much is that?
$495, but I remember seeing them for well, 8mm was $549, 308 was $495,
Damn.
$79 for a spare barrel.
That's crazy.
You'd be lucky to even get a barrel with them these days.
Oh yeah, no, it's completely different. Okay, so you made Mark III Stens, you made AKs, you converted some Macs. What else have you made or converted to?
Another interesting one is the Mark II Sten that I made. And I didn't make it like the normal Mark II. I made a Mark II S. It's a silent barrel, and I shortened the receiver 2 inches. So when I got the receiver tube, I had to bring everything back 2 inches. You know what I mean? So if I moved this, I had to move everything.
Yeah.
And it increased the rate of fire on it. And the barrel, right after the chamber, I drilled in between each groove of rifling a little bleeder hole, so I could shoot high velocity ammo,
but
and
still
it'd be subsonic when it leaves the barrel.
Yeah. And that I'm sure overgassed it as well. So you had to push everything back 2 inches and overgas it with a can that's compensated, with some suppressor that's compensated. So you're probably getting crazy rate of fire.
Yeah, I think I was guessing it around 750 rounds a minute, something like that.
No, that's not
about
too
750.
bad. Yeah.
From the 550 or whatever they were.
Now the 50 cal, and did you just buy that or did you partially build?
Yeah. No, I bought that brand new.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I know, of course, my gun addict ass wants to go through and be like, tell me about the individual guns, but I did interrupt the story. So yeah, so go through. So you made 38 machine guns. You had some here, some there. Go through and tell your story, and even up to the phone call that got the police there, that heard the mag dump, yeah.
Well, see, that's just what I was told in court. I just remember the story of them telling it in court of what went down,
Gotcha.
And basically that's exactly what I said in the description,
Mm-hmm.
is how it went, is how they told it went. Trying to think. But my uncle did call me, and as soon as I answered the phone, I started talking to him about how I just bought this mill,
Mm-hmm.
I had just bought a mill because I had planned on using it to build guns,
Yeah.
and I never did use that mill or
Damn.
the little lathe that I bought for building any of them. I did it all with hand files and a little die grinder I had, and just
Damn.
mostly like a drill. I drill the stuff out, kind of use that as a mill. Took the place of the mill. I mean, it
Check
took me
this
a little
out.
while to do it, but
Yeah, that's dude. Hand tools are where it's at. Tactical Pineapple says this is seriously the only guy whom I would pay good money for his thoughts. The things in his brain are worth millions. It's so true. That's why the thing that like when I was first reading your story, I was like, okay, this is dope. This is a cool story. Now it's cool because it's like we all love guns. It's edgy. It's the thing that like so many people want to do, and it's being withheld from us. It's the forbidden fruit because no matter
uh,
what, our like nothing should be restricted when it comes to firearms. And of course, the forbidden fruit is what we want. So when I was reading it, I was like, damn, like this is crazy. And I think your video was actually recommended to me after watching some of CRS Firearms videos, which is even, more hilarious because a lot of his shit, he would discuss machine guns and the
mm-hmm.
legalities of them and all that. But when I read it at the end, you had said, no matter what, after all this, after everything I've been through, after everything they've taken from me, the one thing they can never take from me is what's in my head and my skills and abilities.
Right.
And I was like, damn, dude, like that is so true. And that's what we talk about all the time. Like we tell people like, yeah, like, getting gear is good, but like, you know, what are your skills and abilities? And, can you
I'd much rather have what's in my head than to have all those guns back. I'll tell you that.
damn.
Because you know,
Yeah, because at some moment those guns will stop working. At some moment
right?
those guns will break.
Then how am I going to fix them? Because I wouldn't really know how anymore.
Yeah,
you know.
dude.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. All right, sorry, I keep interrupting you. So
Oh, it's all right. I'm not a big talker really, so
you're doing
but
great, man. You're doing great. Everybody,
I've always been
everybody
a
loves it.
quiet guy, kind of. But
You're a quiet guy, but you can sing like a mofo.
yeah, I try. Uh,
Yeah, and I
See, I made a
promise
Mark
we'll get
V
you into it.
stand. That was one that my uncle had in West Virginia. It was my Mark V. It had a Yugoslavian Zastava drink off, and that
Nice.
I built that one from a Virgin parts kit too.
Really?
I had to do the gas bleeder hole, the pins, everything, the head spacing, all that.
Damn, dude.
And I built an RPK. Uh,
That's dope. Those are excellent AKs.
I built three or four Romanian G. The Romanian G with the dong gripped on them. And
Yeah.
built
Oh,
three or four
dude.
of those.
Please tell me you remember, like back then, dong grips were like trash. People would literally just get them in a parts kit and throw them in the fucking trash.
Right,
Now they're
or cut
going
them
for like,
off or something. Yeah,
yeah, they
I actually like them. Really, but
hell yeah, dude, they're great. Like, and like now they're going for like $80 each. Like old
yeah,
ones with like, suka like carved into one side with like tally marks on it. And
yeah.
people are paying like $80 for them. It's nuts.
Yeah, I had no idea that the prices were the way they were until after my video blew up. Because not really into it I mean, I am into it, but not like I used to be. I don't keep up on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like when I started seeing these prices, it's like I'd be a rich man right now.
Oh my God,
Especially
yeah.
if I would have never got stopped. Like cut off short.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I'd be a rich man for sure.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like let's just say that they were all you know, pre-86 registered transferable
Right.
machine guns.
Yeah.
Dude, right now you are talking literal, like, seven figures, like easily over $1 million, easily.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when the ATF told me that I had over $1 million, you know, I think they were exaggerating it. It's, you know, but they did say that,
Yeah,
you know, but I only had 118,000 invested in everything I had, you know,
damn. I mean,
which was quite a bit at the time, you know.
oh hell yeah, man, that's a shitload of money. I mean,
But really, I got to say this: I owe it all to my dad. You know, if it
really,
wasn't for my dad, I would have never been able to do what I did. You know.
what was it? Just him kind of teaching you?
Well, I lived with him. You know what I mean? I love my dad. You know,
Yeah,
and he showed. I learned a lot from my dad. He was mechanically inclined too. You know, and I
yeah,
learned a lot from him growing up. You know.
hell yeah. Is he still alive? Is he still with you?
No, he passed away in 2017.
Damn, I'm sorry, man. We have a lot to remember him by. That's for sure.
Yeah, he was a good dad. That's for sure.
Yeah. So as you're going through this, building machine guns, you were videotaping a lot of it.
Yeah, because I wanted
Back,
to show my buddies, and
yeah,
yeah,
back then we didn't really have, you know, cell phones like on our hips, anything like that. So you had to
right.
be very intentional about getting a camera and going out there and you know getting the
Yep.
footage. Um,
Well, see, a buddy of mine I used to go shooting with all the time, and he got one, you know, and I'm like, well, damn, I'll get me one of them, you know. So I
yeah,
started video recording, and stupid, really, but I wasn't thinking like I think now, you know. Like now I look back on it, it's like that was so stupid, you know.
yeah, but let's be honest, like it would have ended at least similarly, if not exactly the same, even without the footage. I mean,
Yeah,
the footage was the way to be like, it's not me, it's him. But
yeah,
you know, I think that that could have come about so many other ways. Like they could have wired him up, sat down with you, and been like, "So, what kind of
yeah.
build you working on?" You know?
They're smart when it comes to getting people. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. You know,
Hmm.
I think they sat back and talked about it, what how they were gonna approach me. You know,
And they followed you for like
and
a couple
yeah,
weeks.
I mean, when I got in their car after I had already told them where I to show them where the hole was and everything, and I got in the car and they had a piece of paper laying in the floorboard of where the factory that I worked at. They had my picture on it, you know, and they had 12 gauge shells and like pistol cartridges all lined up in the door. They were like ready for a shootout or something, you know. I don't know, but I think that's why they got me on my way to work. You know, they walked right in behind me at the restaurant. It was like a little small town bar, you know, like where you get cheeseburger and fries, you know,
Yeah, like a
before I
diner
went to
type of
work.
thing.
And as soon as I walked in, actually, when I just got on the edge of town, on my way into town on my bike, I remember looking over and I seen two vehicles sitting there with dark tinted windows. One of them was a Monte Carlo and a Grand Prix. And I remember thinking, I'm like, that's kind of strange, you know, like there's nobody even around, like two cars just sitting there like that. But I didn't really think too much of it, you know.
Hmm.
And I didn't know it, but they pulled out right behind me, followed me to the restaurant. And as soon as I walked in the door, they were right on my back. And I knew they were coming. I just didn't know when or, you know. I remember looking down and I seen their military boots. And I was like, my heart just started pounding. And I was like, I bet you that's the ATF. As soon as I said that to myself, he's like, hey, Adam, you know who we are, don't you? I looked at
Damn.
him. There was one on each one of my shoulders, you know, just standing behind me. And I said, no. But I did, you know, I knew who it was.
Yeah.
Well, we're with the Brody of ATF. You know, they pull out their badge with their necklace and all that. You know why we're here. Just go ahead and eat your sandwich. We got all day.
Damn, they let you finish your meal?
Yeah, we sat right there and kind of talked to me a little bit, you know. I thought they
Damn.
had nothing on me, you know what I mean? There was no numbers on any of the guns, you know, there was no way they could prove it. But I didn't
That's
know they had that
crazy.
tape, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I would tell you nowadays they would come in, they would throw your ass on the ground. I mean, well, you know, usually, but I was informed that recently there was a Zoom meeting with the ATF, and in that meeting, they were specifically talking about the field agents that were going to be seizing or asking for people to surrender these force reset triggers that a lot of people have
Mm-hmm.
purchased in goodwill prior to them being determined illegal by them, which is completely unjust and all that. But they were saying that when these field agents go out there, they need to be kind, they need to be cordial, they need to be respectful. Don't go around cracking heads and slamming asses on the ground, and which is kind of funny because I had heard one instance of a gun shop on the East Coast getting visited, and one of the things that they said was, honestly, throughout the whole process, these agents were just so nice. It's like, dude, they're seizing $6,000 plus worth of
Right.
force reset triggers. They're so kind, which is just crazy. But I mean, shit, they let you finish your sandwich. That's I
Yeah.
applaud them.
I mean, they really weren't that bad. I can't really say that. You know, it sucks that they took all they took. You know, and they
Yeah,
took a few sentimental things too. You know,
that's fucked
that
up.
hurt. You know, one thing. It's just gonna sound stupid, but it was a marijuana pipe. You know, that I had. My cousin gave me. You know, he died when he was 16 in a car accident. Well, I plan on keeping that my whole life. You know, I didn't care if it had been
Yeah,
used or not. You know, it was a memory. The only thing I really had of him, like, you know, we used to smoke out when we was kids. You know, and it
yeah.
just, it, you know, some people would be like, "Oh, that's a stupid memory," you know, but to me, it's all I had. You know,
Oh,
they
dude,
took
yeah,
that and they would not give it back because it had resin in it. You know,
that's
but
ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, you
I
know, but
mean, nowadays we live in a different world to where they would, seize all the machine guns and they wouldn't even give a shit about the weed
yeah.
or the bowl or whatever. Um,
And see, they made me think. As long as I gave them the machine guns, I didn't know I was going to lose all my stuff at first. You know, so I told them where the machine guns were. You know, and then they found that little bit of weed. You know, which I didn't even know was in there. You know,
yeah,
and that's another thing that's strange about it is if I knew I had weed, I would have smoked it the night before. You know, because I usually smoked every day. You know,
mm-hmm,
not a lot, but just a little buzz. You know,
mm-hmm,
it, I asked the agent where he found where they found it. Where did you find weed at? I didn't know there was any weed in there. You know, and he said in the top drawer of your toolbox. You know, well, later that day after they had all left, I went up there and I looked in my toolbox and there's this like a tannish colored pill in there, right?
mm-hmm.
And I don't even take aspirin or nothing. You know.
Like a kind of peach colored
Yeah.
tinge.
Yep. Yep. Oval shaped, I think it was, or something. And I ended up taking it to work the next day and asked a few coworkers, you know, hey, you know what this is? And a few of them, nobody knew what it was at first. And the one coworker was like, oh, I know what that is. That's an Oxycontin 40 milligram.
I was about to say
And
it sounds like because it's
and
the
those are
English.
like potent, I guess. You know what I mean? Like they had a problem with them around here anyway, like for a long time. You know, people getting
Yeah,
addicted to them and stuff like that.
yeah.
But
The tens were white. The 20s. Fuck, I can't remember the 20s. 20s were orange, maybe. 40s were like that peach color. 60s were red. 80s were green. I think somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm more than 11 years clean. But still, it's that stuff is like ingrained in my head because
right.
every time I used them, I would literally have to peel off the entire coating of it. But do you think they were trying to like plant shit on you, or do you
That,
think?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I know it wasn't my dad's. My dad was totally against pills. You know, he's always hated pills too. You know, I just wonder how the hell that got there. It had to have been one of theirs. You know, or they had either left it there. I mean, I don't know. I always thought that has been strange, but And the fact that I didn't know, I even know I had any weed. Did they actually plant the weed? You know what I mean? I'll never know probably, but it could have been mine. You know, maybe I just thought I forgot about it up there or something, but I usually never would forget where I had my stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But it was just a
Yeah.
little bit too. I guess it was like a half a joint's worth or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean there have been times where I like a long, long, long time ago when I used to smoke that I'd be like, oh my God, like I found like, a nug that I dropped somewhere, you know. So, you never know. It's a possibility. But, agents have also been known to do corrupt things like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I would suppose that when they found the machine guns, that they would also take all of your legal firearms no matter what, because
That's,
the
I know exactly. That's what I always thought too, but that's not what they was going to do. They said
wow, that's crazy.
it is because what's the difference between them finding weed and illegal machine guns, right? So
Yeah,
either way, they would still have to take the gun, all the guns.
yeah,
That's
that's
what I've
crazy.
always thought. I've always wondered that. You know, why did they tell me they were going to let me keep? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
that
were
doesn't
they?
make
You know,
sense.
it's I don't know.
They were probably just saying it. Hold on. So some people in chat are saying Little White died? Little White passed away? When did this happen? I had no idea. I was just jamming out to um what was it? Hate Me Now. Um Doubt Me Now. Doubt Me Now. Sorry. Dude, I had no idea. Damn. I'm gonna guess that he likely died. Armitage, what is a little white man? If you are not down with hypnotized Camp Posse and 3-6 Mafia, I just can't. I can't explain it to you. You got to learn yourself. You got to go listen to the music. Doubt Me Now was one of the best albums by Little White because it was one of like only three, and the other two sucked. But it was great. And man, thinking back to like Project Pat and like 3-6 Mafia and like just the remarkable music that they made, man, it was crazy. Um, sorry. So that's odd. So now going back to the diner though, you kind of had a routine, right? They followed you for a while. They knew that you
Yep.
went to the diner, get something to eat, and go to work, and they watched you. And they did
Well, they
this
didn't
too.
only watch me, but they watched my dad too. Because my dad went to the restaurant also, you know, every day, same
Damn.
time, you know.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
guys would go together.
yeah. They took my dad before he even got walked into the restaurant because he was just pulling up in his car. Well, they sat down in the restaurant with me, let me finish my sandwich. Then we walked right down about 2 blocks to the police station. They put me in an interrogation room, you know, and they
Yeah.
took my dad straight out to the house, you know, because we lived like 4 miles out of town, you know.
Yeah.
And they started going through everything because by the time I got home out there, when with the ATF agents, they already had all my legal guns all laid out in the yard, you know, and all the uh, other just gun related stuff laid in one another big pile, and you know the ammunition over here, and they had everything all tore up already, you know.
Damn, that's crazy, man. That's so by the time you got back to the house, they had already gone in. Were they let in or did they kick in the door
Well,
with
yeah, my dad let him in because he had to, you know. I mean,
you? Yeah,
really.
yeah. Now at that point, they didn't have all the machine guns. They had
No,
the
that
machine guns that were in your home.
no, everything illegal was buried in the hole. I had it buried 2 weeks before they even got there, you know, or got me.
Oh, so
And
you got a heads up.
oh yeah, my uncle actually did call me that one time. They had my phone tapped, and that's why I was telling you. I was telling him about how I bought a mill and I was going to start making my own receivers and all this. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, get rid of everything you got. That's all he said because they're coming.
Mm.
So he did warn me. You know, he did tell me, which I already knew what happened because my brother was down there when this all went down. So my
Oh,
brother
shit.
came back home and told me about all, you know, and I didn't really think it was all that serious because there was no numbers on the guns. They didn't have shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me that he gave him the videotape. If he would have told me that, I could have saved my ass big time, probably. You know.
Yeah, but he knew they were listening and didn't
At
want
least would have
to.
saved my gun, a lot of my guns anyway.
Yeah. So basically, for those that don't know the story, his uncle, he, and let me know if I go wrong anywhere. Um, Adam had left some of the machine guns at his uncle's house. So I guess so you didn't, because you didn't want to have to like go back and forth with them or
Right.
whatever.
Since I was coming back, why take them back up there and then come back with them again? You know.
Yeah, yeah. And then what's up, Gun Doctor TV? And basically during that time when you were already gone, away, there was some type of fight or some type of situation where a neighbor had called the police, and
Yeah.
I guess your uncle was in some type of fight, and he grabbed the AK and did a full auto mag dump like into
What it
the air.
was I had two uncles, two half uncles, they're brothers,
Okay.
and the one was getting his ass whooped or something was going on. Why the other one went in the house and grabbed the AK to break it up. He was like, while this girl was on the phone with 911 when he did that. So they heard it, you know. I mean, they're like, "Holy camoly," you know.
They heard the machine gun in the background of the 911 call.
Right. You know, and in West Virginia, you got all the mountains. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna amplify it,
Yeah,
so
there's that
it's
echo.
easier to hear on a phone. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah,
because you're always down low in the valley, you know, or whatever. But
yeah,
he knew that the cops was coming, so he was gonna ditch the guns real quick, hide them somewhere. And as he was putting them in the trunk, they pulled in. You know, the police did. So
damn. So they came, they found him, and he was like, they're not mine. And kind of rolled over on you, if you will.
pretty much, yeah. Because my brother was in the back of the car. See, how did that happen? My brother told me. See, I'm still not even sure exactly how it went myself. But
Yeah, I
the
know
way my
you.
brother made it sound was he was in the back of the car in handcuffs because they thought he was me. And to
Mm,
prove to them that the guns weren't his and that's not the guy you want, I'm talking about my brother, he went to got the tape.
damn. And what all? So
Yeah.
they found the AK, which was a machine gun. What other guns did they find at that point?
There was a Mark 5 Sten. Man, that thing was nice. I missed that thing. What else was there? Yugoslavian Zastava.
That
And the one,
crazy.
the very last AK that I was shooting in that video,
Hmm.
he had that one there also. So
Damn.
there's two AKs, Mark 5 Sten. Uh, there was two Ruger Mark II pistols with silencers, or a Mark 1 and a Mark II Ruger pistol with silencers on them. They were mag flashlights, by the way. That's how I
Nice.
always made my silencers, you know.
Damn, so you were making those way before people got hip to the D cell mag lights.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I think
great.
I started doing that back in early 2000s, you know.
Damn. So Tuck Firance, I love that name, says, so were the guns legal or not? They were unregistered machine guns. So in the eyes of the federal government that take an oath to, protect the Constitution, um, although they shouldn't be illegal in the world that we live in, they are indeed considered illegal.
And
So,
I knew that they were illegal. You know, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't really, at the time, realize the seriousness of it, really, you know.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
always seen the NFA, this rules apply, and I never knew what any of that meant, you know, because I didn't, you know, look into it, you know. I just went ahead and did it anyway, and
Yeah.
just because I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, which to God I wasn't, you know. But as far as
Yeah.
the law's eyes, you know, I was doing something wrong.
Yeah. So then basically they came to get you. You got a little bit of a heads up, and you had buried them in such a way that they likely would still be preserved to this day
Oh, sure.
and more.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story, just that. How I did that.
Honestly, that would probably be if you're down to talk about it. We've talked about like kind of separating loadouts, burying loadouts. So I would love to kind of chat about that.
Yeah, I got off work at 3 in the morning every morning, and I work second shift. It was like a 10-hour day, and 3 in the morning I get off work and I race right home and start digging. And I dug a big enough hole to put them all in. I put them in the howitzer cannon. The big boxes, howitzer cannon shell boxes.
Yeah.
I was wrapping them up in saran wrap. Well, I greased the hell out of everything first. I mean, I packed everything full of grease and saran wrapped everything with industrial saran wrap. The big long rolls.
Yeah.
I got those from work. And
Man.
I put them in the heavy duty trash bags. Like, I don't know how many. I mean, I quadruple layered that and greased the inside of each bag. You know what I mean? Like, I went probably a little too far with it.
Damn.
But I didn't know how long I was going to leave them there either, and I didn't want anything to happen to them.
Now, when you're talking about digging, were you digging like with a shovel or did you?
Yeah.
Damn.
And when I dug the grass up, right, it was on a kind of a hill slope, and I dug the grass up in squares so I could put the grass right back where it was. You know what I mean? So 2 days later, you couldn't tell nothing was there. It's been done.
That's one of the things. There's a couple great videos on this on YouTube, guys. So you've probably, if you're like me, you've probably already seen these. But what they say, if you are going to bury a cache, to leave the top, the surface when you're done, as uninterrupted as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So there are also a lot of creative gardening tools where you could literally take I forgot what it's called, but it's like a triangular shovel knife, right? And you go down and you cut, like, let's say you wanted to bury a tube, right? And you had like an excavator and like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But to preserve the top, you take this like triangular like shovel knife and you cut like a circle of it. You remove the top. It has like a reverse mound on the bottom. The grass on top is perfectly preserved. You set that to the side, and then you do all the digging that you need to do. And then when you're done and you bury it all back up, you place it right back on top. And
I threw all the dirt that I was digging up. I threw all on a big tarp, so you couldn't see any dirt piles laying or anything like that. And also, when I did get everything down in the hole, I put roofing rubber over top of that in case any water did get down through the dirt. It would go around the roofing rubber, and
Damn, dude, that's did you just do that naturally, or did you like learn about it somewhere, or?
No, I just the best way I knew how to do it, quick as I knew how to do it,
Yeah, that's, dude, those are some a trowel. Thank you. A ditch bank blade, Kaiser blade. I think it's a trowel. I'm almost positive. The dude, Nicholas Green Outdoors, he has an awesome camping channel. He does like sub-zero camping and shit like that, and hot tents, and it's pretty cool. He's actually been on this channel before too. We had him on. Yeah, he just one day posted a video and I saw him. I mean, it was like you took like an X-Acto knife and just cut this shit out so perfectly, and just reach under and pick it up like a pizza and just set that shit down. And it's like
that too. Some grass, if it comes up right, you can actually roll it up like a roll of carpet. If you cut it out a big square and you can roll it up into a roll,
Yeah,
but that's only in loose dirt,
Yeah, like they do with sod.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, when I showed them where the hole was, it was like, where's it at? I stomped my foot, on the ground, and they're like, well, right here? Like, well, we'd have never found that. You could tell anything had been messed with,
Damn.
I mean, there was weeds like 4 5 inches tall. Like, you know, it was right on the hillside, like on the next to the field and behind the garage, you know, where we lived. And it was still on our property, but almost on the farmer's property, you know.
Damn. So, just out of curiosity, there's no judgment. Why did you show them where they were buried?
Well, partly I was thinking about my uncle. He had kids, you know, and I didn't. And he never asked me to take the guns there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I really didn't. I hurt myself, really. I mean, I didn't have to tell him shit, but
Yeah.
I didn't really know that, you know. I didn't know the law, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I was ignorant, kind of, I guess you could say. And so they said they had the videotape, and I just started bawling, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and dude, again, I don't judge you. I mean, I think that, you know, sometimes we kind of go through these situations and you're just like, I don't have the energy to run anymore, to fight anymore, to lie anymore, to like, I'm done. You know, here's
Well, see,
whatever.
they kept saying too. They kept saying, "We just want the machine guns. That's all we want." You know, and I was thinking, well, that's not so bad. You know, I mean, it's bad to me, but
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as losing everything. Like I
Maybe
lost, you
maybe
know.
they'll leave. Maybe they'll leave me all
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it's kind of
You
what I was thinking in a way. I mean, I knew I was in trouble. You don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
they made it sound like this is nothing. You know, just give us machine guns and we'll go about our way. Kind of like is about the way they made it sound. You know,
Yeah.
but
They always do.
yeah, they was like, we'll tell the prosecutor or whatever, you know, that you totally cooperated with us, and you know, so I agreed to show them where they were, you know,
Yeah.
and they found the weed, you know.
Now, were you like totally upset at all that hard work that you put into burying
Yeah,
them?
oh yeah, believe me,
I mean,
you know,
that's how long were you out there digging?
well, so it's 3 a.m. to it was after daylight and into the mid morning, you know. Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's so much work.
But
Like,
luckily, I had tree. I mean, we were secluded. You could hardly really even see the house or anything, or my garage, you know, from the road.
yeah,
You know, but I remember my dad telling me, he's like, there was a guy out there yesterday. I know it was the FBI. He's tapping the phone or something, he said. And I'm like, oh, whatever, Dad. You know, I was telling him, but he was right. You know, it was. It
damn,
was tapping my phone.
that's crazy. So you showed them where all the machine guns were. They took all the machine guns after digging for, I'm sure, a lot of time. Question:
Yeah, well,
Did
it actually didn't take them that long because the dirt was still kind of, you know, I mean, it was
loose?
only 2 weeks before that I buried them there, you know, so
Yeah,
I mean, I tried to pack it down as best I could, but you know, I was in a hurry too, and I was afraid it was getting daylight, and maybe there's looking. I didn't know, you know. I just wanted to
and
make sure that I got them hidden. And
until it rains 10 times and people are running over it and you're driving tractors over it, like it's almost impossible to truly compress the
but you
dirt.
know, they had probably 15, 20 agents out there. You know what I mean? There was 2 in each vehicle. I know that.
That's
And
what
there
I
was at
was gonna
least
ask.
eight, 9 SUVs. I'd say, you know, loaded down when they left.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. And did they bring like a different team out for excavation to dig them up, or did they?
Not that I know of. I mean, they might have had helpers or something, you know, but
Yeah,
they had the special agent, the one that was always staying with me, talking to me, you know,
yeah,
and I think he was actually FBI. And I guess the ATF was working for him. He was the boss or whatever, you know, or something like that. And then
yeah.
there was a few U.S. Marshals out there. Um, the one U.S. Marshal told my dad, he's like, when your son gets this behind him, have him give me a call because I could use a guy like your son.
Damn. Yeah. As they fucking charge you with felonies, it's like, damn it.
Yeah,
What
they
were you
kind of threw me in the trash can the way I've always kind of thought about it because, I mean, I as great as I could have been, you know what I mean? They just, nope, you're going to be a felon for life, and that's it.
What all were you
Story over, you know.
What all were you charged with? Did they charge you with like 38
Now that
felonies?
is where I could say, and anyone will agree, that they let me off very easy. They gave me one charge of possession of a machine gun. That's it.
One charge?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Were they so
And I
lenient?
guess the reason why is because it's still crazy, but I had a perfect record. I'd never even been pulled over still to this day in my life in a car or nothing. I mean, I've got a perfect
Yeah.
record other than that.
Yeah.
And they really liked me. I mean, I was nice to them. I cooperated with them, and
Damn. That's crazy, dude.
yeah, it's
And
unheard of. Really, I bet you that's probably never happened to anyone else.
dude, yeah, that's like the likelihood of that happening again. And the climate has changed when it comes to firearms, right?
Yeah,
Like now everything is just,
yeah.
they
They told me, if they're like, Adam, you're lucky this didn't happen before the terrorist attacks because you've probably been doing life. That's
yeah,
what they told me. They said they're more after terrorism now and stuff like that, and they're not after
yeah.
the little farm boy, that just has a bad hobby or whatever. And
Yeah, now the military aged male that is armed is the terrorist in a lot of their eyes.
yeah, and there are crooked ones, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I there's always going to be bad people, man. It's like, but if I'm, you know, and just to throw this out there, I don't have anything illegal. My home is completely sanitized, and good luck, feds. But um, if an individual wants to make a machine gun and go out and just blow off freaking rounds at their house, at their property, like, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. But I mean,
Right.
of course there's
I
always going to be
agree.
bad people. There's nothing we can do to stop bad people. We just, on a stream the other day, we were talking about, we were like, dude, like, a guy could, go to a gas station with $3 of gas and a road flare and like
Yeah,
do terrible things. Like,
yeah,
nothing will stop evil. The only thing that stops evil is good men skilled in violence. And I don't think that you're a bad dude. I don't think, most people that may have things that are illegal in the Fed's eyes are bad dudes. I just think that all these laws are bullshit.
yeah. I mean, 99% of the time, somebody that has a machine gun, they're normally good people. I mean, good citizens, whatever. So why not arm all them? Let them
Yeah,
have what they, what I'm saying?
yeah,
And shit like you go, people going in schools, shooting up schools and stuff like that probably wouldn't happen.
yeah. Especially if a teacher had one of your stins.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many times when I worked at a gun shop that people came in, probably 5 times. People have come in with unregistered machine guns. I had this
Mm-hmm.
one woman that came in, nicest woman in the world, like, just, sweetest woman. Her husband died, and she was like, my husband left instructions that if he passes away, that these are the guns that he wants to sell, and this is where I should bring them. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. I had looked up in the record, because we have a database, obviously, that I had sold him a gun in the past too, and I didn't remember right offhand. But so she starts bringing in these guns, and she's like, he told me which ones to take. I just brought all of them. It's like, okay. She's like, I don't know which ones are loaded. What's up, Black Diamond Guns and Gear? She's like, I don't know which ones are loaded. I don't know which ones are unloaded. So you guys check them. So as they're coming in, checking them, he had like a bolt action 12 gauge, which was kind of unique and rare. It's probably still there to this day. And, he had like a Springfield 1903, M1 Garand in 30-06. He had
Yeah, I
like,
had all them too.
oh, nice. Did you ever build an M14?
No, but I put together an M2 carbine.
Oh,
And
nice.
I went to the gun show and I bought this trigger group, and I bought this connector, and because M1 carbine is a machine gun, really, if you have all
Yeah.
the parts,
Yeah. Yeah, that you don't even really have to modify
No,
it.
they just fit right in,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how they did it on the battlefield, battlefield conversion. They just stamped a 2 over top of the 1, called it an M2.
Yeah. So this woman is bringing in. She did have a paratrooper M1, 30 cal carbine, um, and as she's bringing in all these guns, he had a Singer Colt 1911 handgun, which
Hmm.
those old back when they were doing their best to keep up with just the demand of firearms and how little metal and like the
Right.
limited resources. Singer was a company that made sewing machines, and they
Yep.
stepped in to help the government. And there's a bunch of old 1911s that were actually stamped Singer, and he
Hmm.
had one of those too. And then these ARs start coming in, AKs start coming in, and I'm checking all of them. I'm like literally like popping the dust cover. I'm looking inside and all that shit. And this AKS 74U, a Tula. I mean, it's
Really?
stamped Tula. Crink comes in,
Wow.
and I first dropped the safety all the way, and I felt like click click like a quick like 2 bumps, and I didn't
Yeah.
even like register at first like what was going on, and I racked the bolt back and let it go. It was clear, and popped open the dust cover, and took the bolt out and looked at it, and I was like, oh my god, this is a fucking machine gun.
Real
And
deal, huh?
yeah, so I dropped the bolt carrier back in, and then I flipped it back up, and I was like, click, and then racked it, and it was like, yeah, I was like, okay, all right, that's a
Hmm.
machine gun. And I talked to her, and I was like, hey, so this one specifically, all the other ones were good. This one specifically, like, what's the deal? Like, did he include paperwork in it? And she was like, no, that one he always kept somewhere else, and he
Hmm.
hid it. I was like, okay. So we had to tell her that, like, hey, this gun that would probably sell for north of $20,000 to $25,000 is not only not going to sell for that, but we're going to have to call the state police, and you
Hmm.
probably shouldn't be here when they do. But I mean, they called it in. I was like,
Hmm.
bro, I'm about to take this thing home.
Right.
Yeah, man,
Hmm.
it was a work of art. It was built so well.
Yeah.
It yeah, and
Yeah. On the full auto AK is a blind man. If they know what a full auto AK is, a blind man would know if it's a machine gun or not, because when you rack that bolt back and it goes to close, you can
hmm
hear that auto trip and click,
yeah, yeah,
without pulling trigger or anything.
that's so true. Yeah, even just that swipe of the safety, it's
Yeah.
so minor, but the two detents, and they
Yeah.
did that actually. That design was purposeful for the guys out in the field. They didn't want them just to throw it down all the way to full auto and just dump a mag like that. They wanted them to, in a high pressure situation, they're just going to throw the safety down all the way, and then, start
Right.
pulling the trigger. And then if they needed to, they could, move it back up to full auto. But it was like in an effort to conserve ammunition, they kind of flip flopped them. I'll tell you, the machine gun, and I've said this 100 times. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm not really looking at chat tonight. I'm loving the conversation. Um, the machine gun that I like drooled. Oh, like I literally almost purchased this. It was for like $13,900, and they were going to give it to me for 12 grand. It was the Ruger AC 556, which is the
Mm.
basically a mini 14, but
Yeah.
it has a 12.5 inch barrel, and it's got that metal side folding collapsible stock,
Hmm.
and it's got thumb button selector up on the top to the right of the rear sight, just like the M14s did. But it's safe, semi, 3-round burst, full auto.
Wow.
And it's that actually was the firearm that was used in the Miami FBI shootout, which is
Okay.
yeah. And that thing is just incredible, man. It's so tiny because obviously there's no buffer needed. It's just like, oh man, this beautiful thing. It's probably less than 20 inches long when it's all folded up. It's incredible. But yeah, so you got charged with one machine gun,
Yeah.
and
Crazy.
did you do time? Did you like what happened?
They gave me credit for 1 day served in jail, but I never had to do it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you did not do a day in jail
No,
for 38 machine guns.
I know, that's crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Key ASC, that is the A-team gun, the AC.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, that was
I remember watching that show when I was a kid.
Yeah, and it's funny because we're probably not too far off in age, but I never watched the A-team. I think like my generation passed it a little bit, but man, like that's just such a cool gun, especially with the stainless barrel, the stainless bolt,
Yeah.
and charging handle, the stainless folding stock. A company came out and started making replacement folding stocks and the wooden chassis and the grip and all that for M14s. So you could throw it on like a 16-inch, M14 and have it look like that AC 556 kind of feel. And they're only like $200. They're awesome. 100% there are feds out there. Are you talking in here? Are you talking, I can promise you they're here too. We got almost 100 people in here watching. Damn. So yeah, less. I mean, that's crazy for 38 machine guns that you. I mean, imagine you had what, house arrest or something, or
Yeah, I got 3 years probation. I did a year and a half, and 6 months on house arrest, but it's actually garage arrest because I've always lived in a garage, So
really?
I had my phone in the garage, and I did house arrest in the garage.
Damn, that's crazy.
But that's where I like to be,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm the same way, dude. I'm like my gun room here. I probably spend, you know, I'd say at least 12 hours a day in my gun room. Like that's just where I'm at. Working or working on the channel or something, but I'm down here underground. I'm probably like you in that regard. But afterwards, so you still buy, and guys, bear with me, right? We all know we're freedom absolutists and constitutionalists and all that, but we're talking about the world that we live in. By the federal government's, oh, hold on. John Crump Live, thank you for the super chat. And I promised you guys that for every single super chat tonight, what we're going to do is pay homage to my boy CRS. There you go. I took that from a video a long time ago. So for any feds watching, no, that is not new. That is from months and months ago from CRS. So John Crump Live says, "Great job, Dark. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the help that you've been putting in with CRS. Man, you're totally leading that, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the super chat too." And I saw Zach in here earlier too. Toxic Patch Co. Shout out to him. Toxic is the man. Zach is the man. So thank you. And Zach, if you're out there still watching, don't think I forgot about you, brother. I just been kind of distracted, so I got you. But just to make sure that you all fully understand, that's all. Okay, so damn, so you knocked that shit out in a year and a half, and
Yep.
you're not technically legally allowed to own firearms currently.
Yeah, if anyone that has a federal felony, you're a felon for life. They don't have an expungement program, you know.
So there are some folks that have gotten felonies expunged. Sometimes people have even have gotten pardoned by their.
That's what my lawyer told me, was a pardon from the president would be the only way to do it. But
So one dude I had on Tactical Pineapple was pardoned by his governor, but it does vary state to state. And I think that you would be like the exemplary person of like the guy that should get pardoned, right? Like you're the guy that, and who knows that like a lot of people that watch this, and Mark Martin, thank you. I'll get to you in just a second, brother. Um, a lot of people that watch this, um, somebody out there could help you. You know, we've had at least 80 people floating in the stream the whole time, and a lot of people out there are in. Who knows? There could be somebody out there that they could help you, and if they did remove that from your record, that could be huge. So, guys, if
yeah,
anybody is out there that can help Adam Grubb, let's help this man out because he deserves to own more than muzzle loading firearms, but you are legally allowed to own muzzle loaders. Just
yeah,
throw
yeah.
that
They
out.
said I could still build muzzle loaders, even, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And if there is a suppressor that is permanently attached to a muzzle loader, that is legal, from what I understand, because it's not a firearm. So therefore, if it's not a firearm and it is permanently attached to the muzzle of the barrel, and Thompson Center came out with one of these, a 50 cal muzzle loader with a suppressor.
That's pretty cool.
Man, it freaked the world out. Look into it. It
Yeah, it will.
could be a blast. So Mark Martin says, "You guys have made my day." Well, for you, brother, I am going to hopefully make your day again and showcase the CRS Firearms War Face right here. So the funny thing is this little thing. He was Oh, sorry. He was talking about different situations where people react in like combat differently, and why weapons were designed a certain way because they didn't want soldiers just grabbing their rifle and going and I was like, dude, I need that 2-second clip. I need that. So Mark Martin, that one was for you, brother. And 2AEDU, thank you. I've been super busy behind the camera all day and night. I just want to throw a little support. I will watch on replay. Brother 2AEDU, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I just want you to know that's how much I love you. It will never get old. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all y'all. Can't get a federal pardon from a governor. Okay, so I'm curious about how Tactical Pineapple got his removed. Because the felon, no matter what, every felony is federal, right? Or not?
That's the way. If it's a federal case and you're convicted as a felon, I mean, you're a federal felon, you know. But then there's state felony, you know. You say I don't know, get caught with drugs or whatever, and you got to go to your court in your nearest town or whatever, then that would be a state felony, you know.
Damn. Yeah, I guess I didn't consider that. I was wondering because another case came up of someone that we helped. We helped a little bit. We tried to help. raised a little bit of money for him, but the state was coming after him for federal stuff, and I was confused. So I guess that kind of clears that up. And Mark Martin again with an additional super chat saying, "Love it. Thanks for all that you were doing." Well, brother, thank you. We love you. And every time I can, I'm going to play this, and it does continue to get more annoying, but I still love it. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Probably 10:32. Oh, sorry, that's a side conversation. You can hold on. You can petition state for restoration, but I don't know about the feds. Yeah. Due to the fact that Opie and I are modded says a lot about you, SA. All right, well, be kind in my chat, and the next time you hop on here, you guys may be mods. I got to do it separately on my phone. I can't do it through the computer. Opie, I trust implicitly. Gerchop, you're a little unpredictable. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. No, two completely separate systems. State, OV, and pardon. Fed, only press can pardon. Only the president can pardon. All right, so all of us are going to write the president and say that Adam Grubb's 38 machine guns identified as tractor trailers, and that these are all trumped up charges, and we need to restore his rights. But yeah, man, you've had a hell of a time, a hell of a life. What have you kind of transitioned to? What are you doing now?
You cut out on me there for a second, I think.
Sorry. So you've had a hell of a time getting through all that shit, and you got through it, and you've kind of transitioned to a new hobby. Tell me about what you're doing now.
Oh, I play guitar and I build motorbikes, motorized bicycles and stuff like that.
And I've watched some of your videos of you singing too, man. It seems like you got some skills.
Yeah, I mean, I've always sang a little bit, but never really sang around anybody. I didn't start really singing until after my dad died, and that's when I started the YouTube channel. And
yeah,
most people didn't even know I played guitar, or sang or anything like that.
Honestly, I would have thought that you hated music by the first minute of that video when I saw you destroying a guitar with a machine gun.
Yeah.
You dumped, or whoever, the other guy, dumped a whole mag just like directly into it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, we were trying to cut the strings, and the strings that was on it, and I think we did get a few of them.
Yeah, dude, it was eating.
I don't know if you heard that or not.
Yeah, you had said it was you were trying to eat through the strings, right?
Yeah, and I was telling my buddy we was trying to play it, this thing's junk. Let's go down the basement and shoot it. Just kind of a joke,
If you guys haven't, well, let me say this because things are getting a little spicy nowadays. Jokingly saying this, if you haven't fired a live round of ammunition inside your home, you haven't lived. So Come Out in PLA says, what's the sound you make when you hear your can is ready for pickup at the local gun shop? Well, when I've gotten the phone calls that, hey, Dark, your tax stamp is come back, it's approved, and your Form 4 is ready for pickup. And then it's Christmas, and I am literally there. No matter what I'm doing, I could have literally been hand delivering my daughter as she was born. I would have been like, "What?" And just just kidding. That sounds really bad. I would have thrown her. I would have gently placed her down on the bed and then headed to the gun shop. Come Out in PLA, brother. Thank you for the super chat. And God, now you guys are doing it just to hear the screaming in the in the video. I got a heads up on a big story for you, Dark, different from the other thing for Monday. Oh my God, dude, you were gonna get me like Hillary Clinton out here, dude. If I'm reporting on stuff like that from the government, like they're gonna suicide me. John Crump, thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the heads up. I mean, guys, John Crump is literally one of the like. Well, I'll say it like this: I have never met another investigative journalist that tracks information like him. That just like he's the shit. So make sure we support him. If you are here and do not subscribe to John Crump Live and John Crump News, you have to obviously, sub to both of them. But man, you're missing out. Martin Kaminsky says, I'm starting to think Gerchop isn't the craziest mofo in here. Give him a wrench. Well, I don't disagree. Adam, what have you learned about our community since you started kind of coming into our streams every now and then? And what do you think about our crazy little world of people here?
I don't know, really. I like y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
I just kind of getting into it, but
yeah, I think you fit in pretty well, man. That's you believe in freedom, you have exceptional knowledge and mechanics and the way things
I don't
work.
know everything though. I mean, there's a lot I don't know, but
That is that's all of us. Even the most skilled people, always have a lot to learn.
Yeah, we learn to the day we die,
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of people don't think that way. And that is, given the ability to, like, I don't know, the way I look at things, like, if you're alive, you can learn from anyone, you can learn from anything. I've learned, like, impactful things from children, you know. Just like talking to anyone, like I hear people say all the time, like, well, like older dudes be like, well, that little shit, like he's in his 20s, he doesn't know a damn thing. I'm not gonna listen to him. I'm not like, dude, like I've led and managed, whatever you want to call it, people that are twice my age and more, and you gotta live life with an open heart, with an open mind, and just be prepared to accept information from anyone, because you can learn anything from anyone.
For sure.
So I appreciate that you have that outlook. You want to give us a little sample of some guitar, some singing, some anything?
I guess if you want me to, I will.
If you're comfortable with it. I mean, if you you can also tell me to fuck off, or whatever. Oh man, you're from what I've seen, what's that like app that you use when you're recording?
It's called like Star Maker, I think, or something. Yeah, Star Maker.
Okay,
I singing app. It's a karaoke app, basically. I just use it for the reverb in it, the little bit of sound effects,
Now,
make
like,
it sound better.
That is still 100% your voice, though, right?
Oh yeah, yep.
Dude, that's money. Yeah. You got the floor, man. You could play whatever you want, sing whatever you want. It's
I mean, it always sounds better, when you got a little reverb in there, and you know what I mean. Sound more professional or whatever, but
yeah,
I don't know how good it's gonna sound on here, but.
Well, before you start, I'll give you a little backup note. Sorry.
Oh shoot, I don't know what to play really, but.
Oh, if we have any requests too in the comments, let Adam know.
A little out of tune.
You're good. Take your time.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies for pain, in your jello green field, from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did it get you trained? You heroes for gold, hot ashes for trees, hot air for cool breeze, gold covered chain. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a Negro in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have a fine the same old fear. Wish you were here. Something like that.
Dude, that was awesome. Funny thing though is John Crump Live just reminded me that this is probably going to get a copyright claim now
Oh,
because
probably.
it sounded so. Well, the interesting thing though is that like we could kind of hear, but it was a little distorted. But what we could hear was still really good. So I would encourage all you guys to go over to his channel, check him out. He's got a lot of videos of singing, high quality videos of him singing, playing guitar. It's also got his story over there too, so you can watch the actual like recorded footage of him shooting the machine guns, of him shooting the AK, the Stens, the 50 BMG, all that shit, and it's cool as hell. And if you do go over there, if you are going to watch the video, make sure you read the description, because the description goes through and tells the entire story of everything that happened, everything we discussed here tonight. And yeah, it's good shit, man. Everybody's saying, can you see the comments?
No.
So there's one thing you can click where it says comments, but everyone's saying, Adam, you got skills, my friend.
Thank you.
Beautiful rendition. Hold on. Good job, brother. DLD After Dark. I was actually recommended his video after going down a rabbit hole of where this channel came from. Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. Damn you for picking the perfect song. This guy is really talented. This is going to get copyright claim. Two lost souls.
Yeah, I like Pink Floyd, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah, Pink Floyd's the shit. Yeah, good shit. Guns and Barbecue, what's up, brother? And everybody here, Mark Martin, Opie, Martin Kaminsky, Andy Lipsco, Dirt McGirt, what's up, brother? Jeff Cron, all the channel members, Joe Morris, GD Bacon, Opie, James Kowalski, Morningstar, Call Sign House Cat, Armitage, Corn Pop. Corn Pop was a bad dude. All you guys, man, I appreciate all you guys coming in and being here. Like, I know that a lot of times it's like, this is just dark, like yelling at a computer, and a lot of times I have guests on, but the community, like this channel is really the community, and the community is you guys. So I appreciate all y'all, And I appreciate you coming on, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
hearing your story is
Can I tell another little short story real quick?
Hell yeah, man.
I'm gonna tell you a story about this 44 Magnum. See if I
Yeah.
get it on there. See that?
I see a mostly
That was my
destroyed.
dad's 44. He left the house one day when I was 16 years old, and I didn't ask him to shoot it. You know, I was like, I'll put 3 rounds in it. He'll never know it. You know, I'll put it back in his drawer.
Yeah.
Well, I first shot it, exploded on me, and I put it back in his drawer, all blowed up. You know, it took me 3 days to tell him. I thought he was gonna
What?
whip my ass, and he's like, fuck the gun. I'm just glad you didn't get killed. You know?
Damn. What happened? Was it you think it was a timing issue, or you think
No, I remember the old man that loaded the shells for my dad say, this is years later that I realized what happened. But the old man said, yeah, I loaded a little extra powder in them for you too. Well, you know, a 44 Magnum has already got extra powder in it, you know.
yeah, lots.
So it's like a 44 double Magnum, you know.
Yeah.
And
And
that
for
too,
any, just real quick, for any YouTube moderator that may be watching this is not a firearm. This is a
destroyed firearm.
yeah, it's been completely destroyed, likely to ATF specifications, by the way. But yeah,
well, the
sorry.
ATF, they seen it, you know, they told me about, you know, asked me what happened with it. They let me keep it. So, I mean,
Yeah,
they know I got it, you know.
yeah. So YouTube, this is ATF approved.
Yeah. Right.
Damn. So that's they did let you hang on to that, and that's got a lot of obviously sentimental value with your dad and that moment. So you thought you could throw 3 rounds in it and just
Yeah.
you know.
It took me 3 days to tell him, and my stepbrother, I ended up telling him 3 days later, and then right at that moment, my dad walks in, and I'm crying, you know, and he's like, what's going on, you know, and I just told him about what happened, you know, and so, Dad, I took your 44 out the other day, and I put a couple rounds in it, and it just blew up on me. He just looked at me, looked over me like, you all right? I thought he was gonna beat my ass, you know.
Dude,
It's just funny. I put it back in his drawer, his desk drawer, all blowed up and everything, like he wouldn't notice it or something, you know.
yeah,
I turned
right.
the cylinder on it, like to where it didn't have the blowed up spot. Like if he was just open the drawer, he wouldn't notice it, you know.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, that rear sight right there had to have blown right over top of my head.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
What kind of 44 was it? Is that a?
It's called a Virginian Dragoon, made in 1974.
Oh yeah.
So it's back in the first days of 44 Magnum, you know.
Yeah, the Dragoons. I've actually heard. I think I almost bought one from or in a trade. Somebody mentioned that they had a Dragoon pistol in there. That's pretty crazy though, man. You're
My daddy, my daddy's like, well, it's yours now. He handed it to me.
Wow.
I ended up replacing it years later with a Ruger Blackhawk 44 Magnum. HCF took that, of course.
Damn. That's crazy, man. I'm sorry for your losses, you know, from your, I think you said initially your cousin had committed suicide.
Yeah.
And he did that in front of you?
Yeah, I was actually walking towards him because it made me mad that he had the rifle in his mouth, you know. Yeah, I said his name twice and he pulled the trigger, you know.
Damn.
He died instantly.
Damn. I cannot imagine having to see that. That's fucking terrible. How old were you at that time?
Let's see, I was 20, 25, 26. 26. So this was only like 10 months before I got busted by the HF too, you know. So it was like a double hit, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy.
It's life, you know.
Yeah. You know, I've got a few situations where like you always kind of look back on and be like, man, like if I did X, Y, and Z differently, like maybe things would be, would have ended different or whatever. But you know, we can never like beat ourselves up over things like that have happened. But the odd thing is that prior to knowing that, prior to any of our conversation, because we've really only exchanged emails and comments and stuff, um, I I felt like compelled to say today that if there is anybody in our community that is hurting, that is, you know, going through troubling times, that is upset, that is bothered, that is stressed, that is, you know, just reach out, talk to somebody, whether it's someone else in the community or me or somebody like a therapist or somebody that you should talk to, because I am absolutely not licensed or trained or whatever. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying that if anyone needs somebody to talk to that's going through tough times, I'm here. And I just wanted to extend that. And that's crazy that, you brought up the things that, you've gone through, because it's kind of, right in the same line. But probably an hour before the stream, I was like, I'm going to say that tonight. I'm going to say that on stream, that if somebody in the community is hurting and needs somebody to talk to reach out to me, email me, and I'll put my email in here.
Yeah, there's always somebody that cares, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Even when it seems like there's not,
Yep. Yeah, I've lost too many friends through suicide. Too many friends to drug overdoses, and lost too many friends that are still alive, that are, dead in jail, using drugs, that are just,
Seems like they're dead, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I
no,
feel
but
you.
it's crazy. But yeah, man. Anything else you want to hit on before we wrap up?
Not that I can think of.
Where
Think of a lot of things afterwards.
Of course, and you're always welcome to come back on, man. I think
Yeah.
it'd be
I
cool
appreciate you having me and letting me
Hell
tell
yeah.
my story. And
Hell yeah, dude. I've been dying to get you on stream, man, to just kind of chat through what happened, and it's crazy. It's crazy shit. So where can they find you? Do they just type in Adam Grubb?
Adam M. Grubb, like on YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
I
Quick
have
looking at my cock says, great stream, and you need him to write a book. You should write a book, man.
people have been telling me that, and I'm not much of a writer, but you can tell by the description, but
There's there are a lot of great tools to where you can literally just like sit down on a laptop, put on a headset, and just speak, and it'll totally, just document everything that you say, just like voice text. And there are people that have like editing and publishing companies that exclusively take shit like that, clean it up, and then, all you'd be doing is really exactly what I do, just sitting in front of a laptop and talking,
right.
And I will say it's
I
funny.
mean, there is so much more to the story too that I could tell. I just can't think of it all at once, and you have to sit back and really think about it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Somebody said something. My dad passed away Monday, and thankfully I have a great group of friends. Damn, Mark Martin. I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
I know what that's like.
Yeah, if you need to chat, man, reach out. I'll be happy to chat with you. I got a number. I'm happy to share. Here is Adam Grubb's channel right here, so you guys can click the link. Make sure you subscribe to it, man. Let's get him out there to possibly get him help, to get him, get him out there, whether it's with his music or with his story, to, who knows, maybe one day get his rights restored. I don't know.
That was, man,
Or,
that would be something.
dude, what if
That'd
like
be overwhelming.
something as silly as being on this stream, which we only got like 2,600 subscribers on here, right? But we are in a large community of other YouTubers that have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. Like, it takes the right person finding the right thing that watched at the right time, that hears the story, and they're like, damn, like, how dope would it be if like you got contacted by like FN and they're like, hey, dude, we want you to come work on our design team to build machine guns.
That'd be a dream come true.
Yeah, man, that would be freaking awesome. Or if you get found with your musical talents, like there's always something else out there for all of us. We just don't know what we have to go through to achieve the next step, what
You
challenges.
just gotta find your way. Yeah.
Yep. And sometimes all we have to do is survive to see the next step, displayed to us. And, God works like that. And we just got to be strong. Just your average goy was just in here. What's up, brother? What's up, Bob? Hold on. Let me see. We only have this one life. Anything after this is written in the book of life through Jesus Christ. Yeah, goy. True that. Sorry. Seriously, Adam, your knowledge of firearms and your story was amazing. You seem like a real stand-up dude. That was from Corn Pop. Morningstar, I'm not going to read that. What's up, Sugar Tits? Good to see you. I hope you're well, and hope you and Matt are happily at home together, decompressing and relaxing, and you all deserve it. What do you think about the CRS situation, Adam?
Oh,
do you know much about it?
Not a whole lot, but what just happened? What was that? A few days ago?
Yeah. 2-3 days ago. Basically, well,
I'm just not sure exactly what he was doing, or did he do anything?
I mean, no. He, in my opinion, he was wrongfully arrested. There was a company selling parts that at the time were completely legal. It was literally just a metal business card, and the metal business card had a drawing that was inspired by a lightning link etched into it. And of course, that in itself can't convert anything. And as a matter of fact, even if you did do the work to cut it out and break the law, and like the person doing the action is the one breaking the law, right? You can't just drop it in any AR-15, and they're making it seem that way, and that's not true. It's not the case. You need a certain type of ARs that are configured in a certain way with a certain type of bolt carrier group, and not all of them are. I mean, all the information is available either way, but they're just cards. And Sugar Tits, tell me to shut up at any moment if I need to. But basically, the company sponsored his YouTube channel and was like, hey, I'll pay you to promote this product. And he did that. And they determined that it was an illegal machine gun later on. And a year has passed. And now they're saying, oh, you were conspiring this whole time. And you were part of this and whatever. And they're charging him with conspiracy, for machine guns. It's ridiculous, man. Like, all he did was promote a freaking product. It's like he also got paid to promote, like, the Ghost Gunner. So if in the future they say the Ghost Gunner is illegal, does that mean that they're going to go back and say, oh, you promoted this product too? And that, like, you can't do that. I'm sorry, Sugar Tits, I won't say anything else. It's just, in my opinion, total bullshit. He was wrongfully arrested, and that's all that I'll say about it.
Well, hopefully he gets through it all good.
Yeah. Oh, she said, actually, I just paused the stream. That's a good idea. You can mute it too. That way you can still interact in the comments and stuff. Conspiracy to sell a gag gift. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it was, you know.
That's
It
crazy.
yeah. So he was arrested by the U.S. Marshals, but he is out, and we're gonna do whatever we can to support him. So, but anyway, man, I appreciate you coming on, dude. And
No problem. Thank you for having me.
hell yeah, man, you coming in, telling your story, sharing your music with us. Everybody, go to Adam Grubb's channel, sub to him. You'll see a lot of great music. You'll also see his story. And again, if anybody out there is hurting, if anyone out there needs somebody to talk to, email me. I am not qualified to talk to people that should be seeking professional help, but if somebody just needs someone else to have a conversation with, let me know, and I'm happy to help. Adam, anything else you want to mention before we break out of here?
I don't think so.
Oh, look at this. Joel Dirty says Adam
That's a
is
friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Adam is an incredibly smart, down to earth, truly a jack of all trades, and all around good people. I'm proud to call my friend. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah,
Same to you, Gert.
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Well, as always, appreciate you coming in. You're welcome back anytime, and would love to, even just talk about the 38 guns that you built, the 38 machine guns that you built. And in my opinion, you've paid your debt to society and are a reformed man. And I believe that as a mature adult who has seen the error of his ways, should be able to repossess your property, which if that is firearms, if that is a home, a bike, whatever, you should be able to own them. So I think the current state of felons with firearms is total bullshit, and I think you should own. Good night, sugar tits. I think you should be able to own firearms.
I think I deserve a second chance anyway, I mean,
Absolutely. Totally.
when it comes to that, especially.
Yeah. Well, the last thing that I'll say before we go is sorry, I know it's crazy and it's echoing through my mic, so it makes it 10 times crazier. But Corn Pop says Adam is freedom. Hell yeah. So as I always say, I'll end on this, guys. Be kind, right? Being kind is one of the most important things that you can do. And not only does it feel good to others, it actually feels good to yourself as well.
Yeah, sure does.
Hell yeah. So be kind, live a life of care, compassion, contribution, and remember that the only thing that can stop evil is good men highly skilled in violence. So it's our responsibility to make sure that we are highly skilled in violence. And as you guys are out in the world, be safe and be as dangerous as possible. And also have fun. Keep shooting. All right, y'all. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in, Adam. All you
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you. We'll see y'all later.